And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, business brokerages, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Pull out your smartphone, save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372. William's favorite favorite song right there. 813-670-7372. That's a little blast from the past right there. Helping you win in any marketplace, that's the goal of our show, Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today, and we're giving a shout-out to Hula Bay, one of our restaurant partners down on beautiful Tyson Avenue. Waterfront ambiance, excellent food, excellent sushi as well. The sushi's shipped in fresh from Hawaii every 2 days. Waterfront ambiance, live music on the weekends. Great opportunity if you're a boater. You go down there. They got the Freedom Boat Club down there. It's a Tampa Bay waterfront restaurant here. It's Hula Bay, one of our restaurant partners here with the Consumer Quarterback Show. Let's go ahead and make our introductions. Back in studio, Stanley Armstrong. He's an estate sales specialist, everything but the house. Welcome in, sir.
Hey, thanks, Brandon. Good to be here today, and I'm just excited for all the listeners going to be talking about estate sales, profitability, making money for people, and getting them some really cool stuff as the estate sales industry is growing right now. It's going to be awesome.
Making some money. Show them the money. James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors in studio. How are you doing, sir?
Doing well. Thank you very much, Brandon. Always love to be here and enjoy trying to educate all the listeners here on businesses that are happening around any type of business that is either being sold or that people may want to purchase in the Tampa Bay area. Yeah,
I love it. Help you understand how to value your business, how to put a number on your life's work in many cases. You know, people work in their life, their whole business. It is their business, is their life a lot of times. And then they get to the end of the golden years and they're ready to retire. So James Lascano with Transworld Business Advisors can teach you how to get prepared for that moment. He can teach you how to value your business and also how, he's buying and selling all the time. So he's working with buyers and sellers. So it's a great place to be here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, James Lascano. All right. Also, William Crowley, the Credit Magician, a.k.a. William Crowley. Yeah. He's here.
In the house, baby.
He's back.
Hey, I'm here to beat up on the consumers, and more importantly, I'm here to beat up on the credit reporting agencies. I'm going to take it easy today.
Okay.
I'm going to take it easy. But we're going to go over the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Fair Credit Reporting Act, aspects of the Uniform Commercial Code, and we're going to make it fun, baby.
We're going to tell them the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
We're going to tell them the truth about the credit bureaus and what's going on out there, man. For what, a $5 billion industry?
Oh, man, it's bigger than that now. It's growing every day.
Yeah, credit bureaus. So we're going to talk to you about credit improvement, ways that you can improve your credit and prepare for that home buying process, or maybe you're looking to get a business loan. Maybe you're looking to buy vehicles. There's a lot of applications. It's even getting into the medical side of things now, or you're looking to rent a property. There's a lot of reasons why you want your credit to be in tip-top shape, and William Crowley, the Credit Magician, is the best in the business. Longtime friend of the program here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, so we appreciate that. And we're going to go ahead and call that audible today. Get that audible going. So we talk a little personal development. We got our 2-minute drill here, and I like to talk about Dr. Edward Banfield of Harvard. He conducted a 50-year study and into the upward and social mobility of in the United States and other countries, and he found out, he wanted to know what are the reasons why some people are more successful than others. Why do some people move up that economic ladder faster than others? What are the reasons why? Why is some people successful and some people just failing, and some people not making enough money, they're not meeting their bills? What is the number one reason for this? And according to Dr. Edward Banfield of Harvard, he conducted this study, and he said, a lot of people start at laboring jobs, they work their whole life, and they build up a lifetime, and he's wanting to know, why do some people make money, and why are some people struggling? And he says the number one factor, according to Dr. Edward Banfield, is that they develop a long time perspective. So long time perspective, instead of having that short-sightedness, and a great example of that is the hopeless drunk or the addict, right? They're looking for that next beer, that next shot of alcohol, that next fix. Whereas the opposite end of the spectrum is when you look at people that have gone to extended periods of school, they're constantly upgrading their education, they're constantly looking at ways to better themselves and develop themselves. That's having a longer time perspective, and especially in business when you're being strategic in business. So that's an example for you there. So developing that long time perspective is the number one thing that you can do in your business, in your life, to achieve success and prosperity. There's your 2-minute drill, the quarterback show here helping you win. Let's go ahead and jump into this content. We've got Stanley Armstrong in the house, estate sales specialist, everything but the house. And now, I'm on the real estate side, so I'm going to sell the real estate for you, but Stanley's going to sell everything else.
That's it. That's exactly what we do, and that's why the name of the company is what it is. Makes it very non-confusing for the people out there when we introduce ourselves as you guys are going to sell the house and we're going to sell everything else. That's and right. Right now, we're actually selling over 70,000 unique items every single month on our website.
Wow.
Which is ebth.com, obviously everything but the house. We're actually selling right now to over 150 different countries that we have buyers in, over 1 million buyers on a monthly basis. So it's exciting what's going on. We've really revolutionized, the estate sale industry. We've taken it from where I guess it was kind of a historical dinosaur, where people were doing guerrilla marketing. They're walking, dragging 100 or 200 people through the house, maybe if that, by sticking signs in the ground and maybe traditional advertising. But here in Florida, one of the cool things that we found out is a lot of these different neighborhoods don't even allow people to drag, to do a traditional type of estate sale in their neighborhoods because of the gated communities that they live in.
Yeah.
And with what our business model is, which is it's just genius. Our founders, Jackie Denny and Brian Graves, out of Cincinnati back in 2008, founded the company, and it's just amazing because we've taken what has been traditional and we've moved it to the online industry. And obviously, we know this, that online takes away all geographic boundaries, which is very, very beneficial. I know that the more people are doing, it's, I guess, less marketing dollars, but it brings in more business because of the ability to reach that global network with buyers. But what I want to mainly talk about right now and start off with is let's make sure that sellers, it's August, okay? And we're doing what we call Automobile August this month. And what that means is if anybody out there has a car that they have the title to, and they want to sell that car, because we don't just sell furniture. I know people think that when they think estate sale, they say furniture, but we're selling cars, boats, jet skis, motorcycles, washers, dryers, crystal, china, jewelry, art, everything that you can think of. But at Automobile August, we're doing a special right now, only 10% commission that we take on the car, and we do all the work for the people, the photography, professional photographer listed on our website. As long as that car is valued over $10,000 in Blue Book value, and they have the title in hand, we can sell that car for them on our website and get it in front of that global audience, which is just, it's awesome because we're averaging about 30% above Kelley Blue Book value. So what that means that only a 10% commission is they're going to make money.
Yeah, that's great. I like that. And the other side, when you're going through the pros and what you're talking about with the old model of the estate sales, is that traditionally, you're putting out these bandit signs, you're pushing a lot of people into the neighborhood. There's an element of crime that's going to come with that.
Yeah, there is. That's, we always hear the joke, the 5-finger discount. And, when people are walking through your house and you can't keep an eye on, think about every business owner knows this that has a retail store. You can't keep an eye on 50 people walking through the store, at one time, especially when you don't have cameras there or other staff in the house. So, we definitely alleviate the crime because we're not shipping them the item until they've made payment online. Yeah. And, so everything's paid for before they ever get their hands or eyes on that item, which is absolutely awesome.
That's right. Stanley Armstrong, everything but the house, estate sales specialist here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So, I love this model, and it's an amazing strategy. Back in 2008, think about the foresight that the founders had. So you guys are still a private company?
Still a private company. Yeah. We've grown from, I think 2012 was 12 employees. And then now we're over in 2017, we're over 1,000 employees now.
Wow.
We're in 27 markets. We did over 61 million in estate sales last year, and on track to do almost double that this year, which is just exciting. But we're doing 400 to 500 estate sales a month.
Wow.
So, when people out there and they're like, hey, I got an estate sale company that, they do 30 estate sales a month. I mean, that doesn't compare to, I'm not putting any of them down, but I'm just saying it doesn't compare to what we're able to do, what we're able to process, and the items that people are able to get their hands on. So we've got experience from every category in any type of estate sale. So love to talk to anybody out there that's got selling things or they're interested in buying. They can go right on our website and buy. Everything starts at $1.
Yeah, check it out online, EBTH. And on Twitter and Instagram, EBTH official is the handle there. And so that's let's talk about that, because on the buyer side, people can find some pretty good deals. There's only something like 12 or 14 weekends until Christmas comes. So that's right. It's coming up, man. That's right. It's coming fast, and definitely let the people go out there and look. And if you're willing to drive and pick up items, you're going to save on shipping cost. And that's why I highly recommend that if you're in the Tampa Bay area, then search Tampa when you're looking at sales on Tampa, so that they can you can choose the items that you want, and you can go pick them up. And especially like larger items, furniture, couches, armoires, things like that, that are larger items that are expensive to ship. It's going to be very, very good for the people to be able to pick them up. I personally bought stuff out there myself. I mean, we've bought dishes, we've bought tea sets, we've bought hallway custom tables, for our house. And we just absolutely love the experience, not only selling for the company, but being able to go out there and utilize the company ourselves. And I encourage everybody out there to go in there and find something that they can buy, bid on it and set their price on whatever they want to bid, and start it at $1. And jewelry's our number one seller right now. So if they want some estate jewelry that's not been sitting on some jewelry store shelf, then obviously, and it's coming out of a house somewhere that's been passed down through generations of people. And to me, that's just cool to be able to have your hands on estate jewelry. You know? And no reserves. There's no reserve required, so that's a big point. So Stanley Armstrong here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to give a shout out as well to Felicia Lacaille with Healthy Gourmet. She has meal plans starting at $90 a week. Optimal fuel, optimal performance with Healthy Gourmet. It's a meal delivery service to your home or office. Organic veggies and natural proteins delivered fresh 3 times a week by Felicia Lacaille. She's the CEO and founder. And I tell you what, these meals taste great. We want you reaching out to our hotline for anything that you heard on the show today. We're going to give out our contact information again, 813-670-7372. Call us up at 670-REQB. You can text that line as well. And check out consumerqb.com. And coming up, we've got the top 10 big cities to live in that's cheaper than New York City. And we also have our feel-good story of the week. College football player who helps kids in need surprised with scholarship. So more from our expert contributors coming up as well. Do not touch that dial. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay, helping you win in any marketplace. We're looking for sellers out there right now. I mean, the inventory is... there's a lack of inventory right now. It's such a seller's market. We're looking for inventory. If you're a seller on the fence thinking about selling, we'd love to hear from you. 813-670-7372 and consumerqb.com. 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline. And every day we're bringing you intelligent talk radio, helping you win in over 80 categories of consumer advocate content. We want you to think about, any introduction that you need to CPAs, financial advisors, attorneys. We've got 4 or 5 attorneys that are associated with the show. Anything you need in that space. A lot of real estate centered businesses here as well. We're talking about estate sales. We're talking about business brokers, credit improvement. So many different ways that we can help you. So we got to hear from you. We got to reach out, though, for us to help you with what you might need. In yesterday's show, we had bankruptcy attorney Sean Yesner on the show talking about bankruptcy law. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do to help people. We just got to hear from you. So we gave you our contact info. Reach out. And in studio today, we got Stanley Armstrong. He's an estate sales specialist with Everything But the House. We've got James Lascano as well, Transworld Business Advisors. And we also have William Crowley, a.k.a. the Credit Magician, in the house talking about credit improvement as well coming up. And we want to give a shout out to Signature Massage and Facial Spa in Tampa. Are you looking for a place to get a massage or facial at an affordable price without having to sign up for a membership? Look no further at Signature Massage and Facial Spa. They offer a 1-hour Swedish massage for $49.95. Always no contracts. Come in early and get the early bird hours special as well. You get $10 off. And there you'll receive a professional massage at a great price. And for those muscles and knots that need extra work, ask about getting a deep tissue or sports massage. And if skincare is what you're looking for, they have an amazing facial and microderm packages as well. Check out Signature Massage and Facial Spa, 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. Give them a call directly at 813-925-8898, 813-925-8898 to schedule an appointment. And make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you using the REQB code or the RELAX code, and you're going to get a discount as well, 10% discount off of your initial massage. So we would thank our sponsors there. All right, back here in studio, helping you win in any marketplace. Let's go ahead and shift gears. We're going to talk business brokerages. We're going to talk valuation of your business, selling a business, buying a business with James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors. James, this time of year, is it an uptick in this time of year? I mean, people preparing for the holiday season. What's happening right now? Anything seasonal going on in your business?
We just literally are coming off right now off the slow season, and it just picked up. I mean, it's just incredible, and we're getting calls constantly. People are ready to move on. It is Christmas. They're also, the New Year's coming. They're changing. They want to make a new change for the new year. So they either want to go ahead and sell their business and prepare for that, or some people want to go ahead and say, look, I want to buy a business by the new year. So we have very, very busy season for us. Like now, we're just constantly in meetings, going back and forth, meeting with different people and clients, and it's very exciting. Florida, Tampa, we're growing. I'd love to speak to everyone about how beautiful the Tampa Bay area is. I mean, I always make a comparison because I said, look, people always speak Miami. I mean, if you're going to talk about Florida, Miami's a beautiful area, but it's too busy. And I tell them, look, you want to live in an area where it's just as beautiful as Miami. I believe it's better, but it's also not as congested. It's not as crazy. It's like you're able to live in the suburbs in a comfortable area, and it's priced is reasonable. You're not going to get better home pricing, that for the amount of square footage you're going to get here in Tampa, and also the growth that's going on, the diversity, I mean, there's so much here. I think I told you when I first came back here how beautiful it is when you're driving over the, what do you call it, the
Courtney Campbell.
The Courtney Campbell.
Howard Franklin.
And you're driving over the Courtney Campbell, and if you have the top down, the fresh salt air gets you.
Here's what you do. It's almost like painting that image for him right there, right?
Tampa, it's gorgeous. You can't beat it. So, I mean, I tell everybody, and that's what people want. They want to know about that. Actually, I wanted to mention one thing, and I skipped completely about it in my mind. I just got a listing right now for a gorgeous pizzeria. I mean, it's incredible. You look inside, it's amazing. $350,000 in fixed furniture equipment and build out alone. And the business has clean books and records, which means, someone asked me to explain that, means that everything is on the tax returns. It's all verifiable. When most businesses do a lot of cash and all that, everything is verifiable. And this business makes, it's for sale for $215,000. It nets about $92,000, and you can own it with only $100,000 down. It grosses over $560,000. And I said the build out also sells beer and wine. It's very posh place. It's in a beautiful location in Tampa, very upscale, and it's just a gorgeous place. I mean, and I happen to have a lot of pizzerias recently for some reason. I mean, a lot of pizzeria, they sell fast,
So beer and wine, is that a separate license?
Yes, it is.
So you got a beer and wine license with that.
Right.
So it's for sale at $215,000, $215,000, and then you said it's got clean books and taxes. What's the gross?
The gross is $560,000.
$560,000, and what's the net?
And the net is $92,000.
Net $92,000. That's after everything's paid.
That's right. That's
Nice.
basically clean. And
Yeah.
that's what the owner takes home at the end. It's called adjusted seller's discretionary earnings.
So does the owner work hands-on in it, or does he
yes.
have management? Okay, so then,
Yeah.
so that's your trade-off. You got to work in there.
Yeah, exactly. He has a manager there, but you also have to work there, oversee everything. And that's a big confusion that sometimes people have, which
Yep.
is the difference between adjusted SDE and adjusted EBITDA. Where adjusted EBITDA is completely just hands-off.
What's the
Okay?
EBITDA?
EBITDA, earnings before taxes, depreciation, amortization, and interest.
Yep.
And therefore, basically what it means is adjusted EBITDA is really just saying, look, someone's managing the business for you.
Yep.
Okay, and you get a return on it, like an investor.
Yep.
But adjusted, when you talk about adjusted seller's discretionary earnings, you are a working owner.
Yeah, because that comes back into what Stanley said, that five-finger discount's going to be a little bit more. It's going to be in there if you're not, not for this particular business, but, you got to be careful for that if you're not hands-on.
Correct. And a lot of people, when they're not hands-on, they have a structured management team already. Most larger corporations, all large corporations work that way when they get sold. But when you look at mid-size upper corporations, normally maybe about 100 to 500 employees.
Yep.
Yeah, most of the time you're looking at EBITDA. You're saying, look, I'm just
Yep.
an investor. I'm not going to go in there and run it. It's very rare.
Right.
Normally a company like a capital investment group,
Yep.
we'll go ahead and say, look, we just want to buy it as part of our investment package.
Yeah.
Once it grows and everything, we'll just it'll be just revenue that we'll be gaining for all our clients.
Like a different type of a fund, a hedge fund.
Exactly.
Like we get those offers from different these funds that they say, hey, we're buying 5,000 units throughout the Southeast United States, and I got an offer on one currently right now that's the kind of the process, and it's part of the game. I mean, when you look at stocks, bonds, mutual funds, all these different types of opportunities for investors, for people to put money into, you think about real estate, you think about businesses, you break it down, and then you can invest directly into these real estate investment trusts. All these different types of funds are available out there for the investors, for people to purchase. James Lascano here on the business broker on Transworld Business Advisors on the Consumer Quarterback Show. If you just joined us, so what else are you seeing out there, James?
Right now, as I said, we're very busy. Everything picked up right now. We're going to be busy all the way to the end of the year. We go as busy all the way through December 31st. We actually have closings on December 31st. Yeah, we'll be look until the last day.
That's right.
We'll have it. Some people want to do it obviously for tax purposes.
Yep.
And some people want to make sure that they get as many benefits as possible, so they want to go ahead and do that. So right now, like I said, it's ramped up. We're extremely busy running back and forth, making sure that we're attending to all clients. And as I said, in Transworld Business Advisors, one of the key things that we do, and you've mentioned it a lot, is that we focus on the advisory side. We sit down, we tell somebody, look, this is the different things that may happen when we move forward. We try to paint the complete picture so they get a complete understanding of, look, how are you guys going to do this? I get a lot of questions. This is what's going to happen. These are the scenarios that can take place.
Yep.
And this is my experience, which a lot of times they ask, they're like, look, how, what has happened in the past? I'll tell them, look, although contrary to belief, I'll tell them this is what actually happens in the marketplace.
Yeah.
And we're able to do also peer review, peer comparisons of other businesses that have been sold. We use and comp review, so we can show them, look, this is what the business is marketable out there.
Yeah.
And so someone doesn't waste your
It's
time.
important. That's important.
Yeah.
You're going to look at what are the comparables, just like we do in real estate. Hey, they got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath over here selling for X amount dollar per square foot. You're going to be within a range, so you're going to be able to help business owners with that as well. So when we come back, let's talk a little bit about the valuation of the business and what goes into that. Preparing our listeners out there, anybody looking to buy or sell in any businesses, we'd love to talk to you about that and reach out to our consumer advocate hotline here. And we would love to get you in touch with James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors. Coming up as well, we get the top 10 the biggest cities to live in that are cheaper than New York City. And we also have more from our expert contributors and our feel-good story of the week. So stay with us. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show. Giving a shout out to Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach, our official hotel partner. They've got a great team, great staff over there. Say hello to John and Paul and Ian, the whole team over there. They do a great job at Hotel Zamora on St. Pete Beach. It's a whitewashed Mediterranean palace. You can pull your boat up there and hang out by the pool and the spa. And they also have events from time to time. They've got karaoke on Thursday nights. We're actually having our gratitude party on the 24th. If you want to come out and check us out and say hello to some of our expert contributors, meet the folks that you're listening to on the radio show. It's going to be on the 24th at 5 o'clock over at the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. They also have a restaurant on site, Castile Restaurant. They've got a lounge upstairs as well, the 360 Lounge. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served at the Castile Restaurant. So it's excellent food. Wonderful ambiance and a great place to stay. Now, to make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're getting a 10 to 20% discount off of your room stay over at Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. All right, we're back here in studio. We've got our all-star lineup here in studio with you today, our A-team. We've got Stanley Armstrong, James Lascano, and William Crowley, the Credit Magician, here on the Quarterback Show. All right, James, so we left off. We were talking businesses. We're talking business brokers if you're buying or selling a business, and we're talking with James about, I like this idea of a lot of America is these small-town, family-run businesses. Your general contractors, your lawn services, marketing firms, small companies that are, they work their whole life. They get to that point where they're 55, 65, they're ready to retire, but they don't have their ducks in a row when it comes to, getting the financials in place, getting a business that's actually ready to sell. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, one of the most important things I would say is obviously, and I keep on repeating this, I can't say it enough, is get your financials in order, okay? Look, normally on any business, you're gonna get more bees with honey, and what I'm explaining in that sense is that when you get your financials in order, you're gonna be able to get an SBA loan, and if you get an SBA loan, it opens the door to so many other people that may not have the type of revenue to pay up front for a business. And I'll give a perfect example. If a business is going to sell for $500,000, well, most people don't have $500,000 cash. So either if your books are not great, then you're probably not going to get full price for that, and also your the revenue, the cash that the person is going to pay, they're probably going to want you to hold a note. Basically, you're going to become the bank for them because they may not have 500. But if your books are clean, you'll be able to get the maximum probably revenue for that business, and also you'll be able to get probably an SBA loan, and the buyer will come in with probably about maybe they can come in with as low as 10, 15%, or as high as 25. So it is so much more of a benefit for you to be able to do that, to keep your books clean, because they're going to ask for between 3 to 5 years back of the history of the business. As long as the business has been consistent, then you'll get the most out of it. If it has like up years and down years, very erratic, again, it comes to basically an average of all those years put together.
Yeah.
In one of the formulas that we would use.
Yeah, and you could look at the current economic climate, what's happening in that particular industry. What do you think's going to happen? You can look at economic indicators to try to predict what's going to go on with that particular industry, and that's where you look at certain industries are just going to be almost recession proof too. Bars, for example, mm-hmm. or attorneys selling their business. I
would also add to be very careful with inventory. Okay, and people don't sometimes think about this. Don't be inventory heavy.
Yeah.
Because inventory, and if no one knows that, the inventory is basically valued at cash value. So whatever you paid for it, for the most part, that's what you can say is it's worth.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about also inventory. If you brought something from Europe and you got to pay shipping, I'm talking about what the cost was. Okay.
Yep.
So, but don't be inventory heavy, because most people, if it's inventory that's worthless to them, they're not going to buy it. They'll buy whatever, or they can just go and get their own inventory, whatever they want. So you want to have good inventory. Also, be careful if you're selling businesses that have perishables, particularly like food, in the grocery stores. I've seen people try to pawn off inventory that's spoiled. And you'll go to someone and say, no, you can't do that. That's worthless. It's zero. There's nothing
look at the
there.
expiration date on
exactly, on everything. And if something's coming up on an expiration date, it's the responsibility of the seller to give it, hey, have a sale, whatever, get rid of it.
out.
But the buyer's not going to go ahead and buy that.
Yeah.
They're going to buy fresh inventory, up-to-date inventory, new inventory.
Yeah, I like that. James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors, business broker, expert contributor on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Let's bring William Crowley into the conversation. Now we're shifting gears. We're talking credit improvement. We're talking ways that even if, you're on the back end of a bankruptcy, there's ways that people can improve their credit. And William Crowley's the man to tell you about it.
Yeah, like Stanley and James said, they have tremendous growth in their industries, incredible growth, and we have an unlimited supply of people with bad credit. So it's just a lovely industry for me. So I want to really help consumers. We help consumers win in the marketplace, and my expertise, I guess, is in the credit industry. We want to let people know, look here, we know people have bad credit. We know that it's all yours. If it's not yours, I tell people, file a police report and take that avenue. But I want the clients that did, in fact, become the deadbeats in the market. Bankruptcies, tax liens, judgments, whatever it is.
Yep.
I mean, everybody has ran into hiccups.
Yep.
We want to help you to overcome those hiccups legally by having this negative information addressed on your credit report and then legally removed. Because if you don't address this information, then you do look like a deadbeat. I mean, people are going to just automatically assume, well, he's the deadbeat, not addressing this information, he or she.
Yep.
So we're going to intervene using the laws that have been created by Congress since the 1970s. I mean, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, certain aspects of the Uniform Commercial Code. And then we want to enlighten people on the whole credit repair industry, because, you have your traditional credit repair company that just dispute negative information on the credit report, don't let you know how they do it or anything. Everything with our company is transparent. We want to educate the consumer, enhance the knowledge of the consumer. Here's how this information got on your credit report, which they already know that, you defaulted on debts, etc. But let's address it and let's see if we can't legally have it removed. And the way that we do that is to let people know the credit reporting agencies are violating the law. We know the information is yours between you and the lender, but the credit reporting agency is violating the law. They cannot just put this information on the credit report without first verifying it. So we help the consumers to understand that, and we give them the laws to say, here's how we can remove it. So you're not doing anything unethical. You're just, it's a loophole. Okay. So we know you did it. But the point is, we can legally have it removed because of deficiencies on behalf of the credit reporting agencies. They're violating due process. So we can get it removed, and then we give the consumer another chance at life to be able to take advantage of the the interest rates, low interest rates, and et cetera.
Now, what about the counter argument of sometimes people would say, oh, well, that's just a temporary fix, or that's just a Band-Aid. What about that?
And a lot of your traditional credit repair companies, that's what it is. It's a temporary fix. That's why we give out the laws of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Say, here's the law that we use to have it removed. Once the item is removed, in reality, it cannot be reinserted unless the credit reporting agencies give you 5 days prior written notice. And they're not doing it because they violated the first step when we initially got it off. Don't think that they're going to now change their ways and say, okay, we're going to follow the law and now put it on there. There's so many people that are unaware of their rights with the Fair Credit Reporting Act that they don't know that, look here, the credit reporting agencies are violating every law of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. We want to be able to show you that this stuff can be removed permanently, not reinserted. And if it is reinserted, then we have laws that can go back and address it from that perspective as well.
Yep.
This is a dynamic industry. I mean, you have incredible growth. Like I said earlier, we have incredible, tremendous growth. And we want to help people to overcome these hiccups. Now, do we have a 4-stage program that goes in and deals with what they call collectors, okay? Traditional credit repair companies will remove a collection from a credit report, but the collector is still going to come after you for the debt. And we try to help people to understand a collection is the result of an original creditor charging a debt off, which alleviates all parties of any financial responsibility. The collectors, in turn, buy the debts for pennies on the dollar, and they come after the collector, making them think, hey, you still owe this debt, so you got to pay me now.
Yeah.
What we do is we intervene, remove from the credit report with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and then we use aspects of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act and the Uniform Commercial Code through the issuance of a validation of debt. So now we're going to stop the collector as well from trying to collect on that debt. Issuance of validation. So
if they don't validate the debt, then it's improper process. They've violated the due process.
Exactly. And so they can't collect on that debt. But most traditional credit repair companies don't go that far. They just remove the information off. The collector's going to still pursue you for that debt. So we issue a validation of debt in addition to the
Let's do this. Let's do this, William. We're going to offer it for the first 5 listeners. We're going to give out your free credit package, okay? Let's offer this for the first 5 listeners who text the word credit to our Consumer Advocate hotline. We're going to give you a free credit package. It's going to be an opportunity for you to understand more about your credit, learn how to get rid of some of the bad credit on your credit history. There's no credit police out there. Let's face it, we weren't taught credit in school. So for the first 5 listeners who text the word credit to 813-670-7372, just text the word credit to our hotline at 813-670-7372. We're going to get you in touch with William Crowley. We're going to give you this free credit package that's going to teach you how to opt out of pre-screening, cut off all that junk mail coming to your mailbox, and reduces your chances of identity theft as well as an opportunity to get a consultation with William and talk either over the phone or in person as well. So reach out at our hotline or consumerqb.com. If you submit the form, if you're one of the first 5 listeners to do that, Consumer QB, we're going to give you this free credit package. So we appreciate that nuggets of advice there, William. And more from William in our lightning round, as well as our top 10 big cities to live in that are cheaper than New York City. We're going to talk about that and more from our expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I want to let you know about a hot listing I've got over in Cape Hatteras Drive in Tampa. It's 10616 Cape Hatteras Drive in Tampa. This is Palm Bay. It's a 4-bedroom, 2 and 1/2 bath, a beautiful property that's a gated community within a gated community. There's a marina in the community as well. So you've got bay access at $375,000, almost 3,000 square feet heated at this beautiful property, 10616 Cape Hatteras Drive in Tampa, and also a beautiful property in Tampa as well. That's a complete renovation at 701 East Crenshaw Street in Tampa. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, $254,000 just reduced. The owner is motivated to move this pool home, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, $254,000. And check out PlatinumMVPRealty.net as well. If you're on the seller thinking about selling, check out PlatinumMVPRealty.net. And we'll see you on the other side of the break. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at ConsumerQB.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, quarterback show, platinum MVP realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. Former USF football player, played on the inaugural football team at USF. Go Bulls. And a longtime quarterback on my sports teams. Now we're quarterbacking transactions for our sellers, our buyers out there, our investors with Platinum MVP Realty. And we're also quarterbacking introductions to our expert contributors, over 80 show partners now with the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, and your health wheel. Each spoke extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners. So we want you to think about that wheel, and anything that you need, reach out at 813-670-7372, and 813-670-REQB is the acronym there. And you also have consumerqb.com is a lot of information for you there. And also check out platinummvprealty.net. It talks specifically about selling your real estate. And if you want to sell real estate, we'd love to talk to you about that as well. And in studio with me today, Stanley Armstrong. He's an estate sales expert, everything but the house. We also have James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors. He's a business broker. And we've got William Crowley, the credit magician here in the house, helping you understand more about your credit improvement. And so now we are coming into our lightning round here, our top 10 or best. These are the top 10 biggest cities to live in cheaper than New York City. So we always start right over here, Stanley. So give us the top 10, one of the biggest cities that you can think of that it's cheaper to live in than New York City.
I'm going to go ahead and go with Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan. Detroit.
Wow, that's not on the list, I know.
Detroit is not on the list. It didn't make it.
That's not cheaper than New York.
It's cheaper, but I guess it's not big enough. I don't know. Who made this list? They left Tampa off the list, so we're just go ahead and get that out.
Okay.
But
Any Florida?
James?
I would say Dallas.
Dallas, Texas is 29.8% cheaper than New York City. Yeehaw, it says. It's off to the Lone Star State to kickstart this article with Texas' big threes, S's, style, sharp shooting, and successionism, despite... so anyways, so number one. All right, what else?
But San Francisco.
Give me something. San Francisco is not on the list.
Wow.
Yeah,
All right, let's go with Kansas City.
That might be more expensive.
That's where I'm from, Kansas City. So.
Kansas City is on the list.
Oh, wow, really?
You got Kansas City, 30.91% cheaper than New York City, stubbornly situated just over the border from actual Kansas. Kansas City is big, sprawling, covered with glass buildings, etc.
Houston.
James Lascano says Houston.
I'm going to ride Texas, bro.
Let's see. Houston is not on the list, but that's a pretty cool city, I hear, too. A lot of good things happening out that way as well. All right.
How about Seattle, Washington?
Seattle is not on the list. I didn't see Seattle
out
here.
3 times. 2.
That's going to be a tough one. So let's see. So number 1 was Texas. Number 2, Rochester, New York, hits the list. It's a population of 209,000. Rochester, New York is on the list. They call it a large city. I think that's kind of a small city, right?
Yeah. 209. New York City is like 3.5 million.
Yeah.
Madison, Wisconsin made the list.
Wow, really?
So it's
over Seattle,
Madison, Wisconsin. Kansas City was selected. Phoenix, Arizona, 30.9% cheaper. And so they're talking about Phoenix here.
Was in Phoenix yesterday, I think, 114 degrees Fahrenheit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
At this time of year, it's getting up there.
Yeah.
Albuquerque, New Mexico, 33.14% cheaper than New York. And it says, deep in the historic heart of New Mexico, Albuquerque is a sight for sore eyes. Its 300-year-old history dates back to 1706. All right, Oklahoma City coming in next on the list. Oklahoma City, 33.79. Tucson, Arizona, San Antonio, Texas, and Reno, Nevada, rounding out our top 10.
Okay, I got to say this. Not that I'm just saying it, but is there any of those cities anybody wants to move to?
Good point. Good point. Yeah, good point.
Stan said Detroit, and I just knew that.
I mean, you don't have Miami, Jackson.
Good point.
Florida's not even on that list.
Yeah,
not even one city in Florida.
And yet we're the
Charlotte, Richmond, Virginia. I mean, those are nice cities.
There's some
I
good
think
cities,
that was an advertisement.
Who knows? Yeah.
Where those statistics come from?
What was it?
From an advertising firm.
They're probably promoting those cities.
Let me see here. Yeah, so Tampa should have been on that list.
Should have.
Got to be careful what you Google.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Check your facts, man.
All right, let's jump into our Tell Me Something Good segment here. Tell me something good. I'd say a college football player who helps kids in need surprised with scholarship. So this gentleman here, Justin, has never played a game in 4 years at University of Minnesota football team, but that doesn't mean he hasn't made an impact. The Gophers backup kicker has dedicated himself to helping kids in need as a volunteer at the Masonic Children's Hospital of Minneapolis, and has gone unnoticed by his teammate. But it hasn't gone unnoticed by his teammates. So the gentleman, 23, had a moment he will never forget with one of his favorite kids hospitalized, surprised him in the front of his team with a message that he was given a full scholarship for his final season. Our goal was to create a moment for memory for Justin and his family forever. That's what he's earned, says the head football coach. So that's a good story. So the guy's helping out off field, and he said, you know what, we're going to give a scholarship to him.
Nice.
It's a great way to, when you think about some of these sports teams, people don't understand that there's more than just playing sports. And you know that being an athlete and everything.
Right,
I played sports in college, and it's the important thing is the camaraderie, but also the good things that you can do off the field.
That's right. Yeah, you're in a position of power almost, especially with a lot of the youth. So that's a great story. I like that one. That was a nice one.
It's very nice.
All right, let's jump into our lightning round.
You had to go mess it up. Put it in a serious mood.
All right, lightning round. Top tips, things to do, things to avoid, nuggets of advice. Stanley Armstrong.
I want to let everybody know that if you've got anything that you're thinking about moving, you're downsizing, or anybody that's passed on, then call us. Call everything but the house, or call the hotline here, because we want to make sure we have a chance to come in there and value your stuff. We want to get you the most amount of money for your stuff. And I know this, if you do local sales, we typically are getting about 3 to 5 times higher by being able to sell stuff, globally than people are getting in local sales. So, before you make a decision, before you start just throwing away stuff or donating stuff, give us a call. It's a free consultation. I'm going to come in there. I'm going to talk with you, meet you. Let's see what we got. I'm going to give you an honest opinion on what's the best solution for you, and hopefully we can help you out, especially with your jewelry, your art, and your vehicles. We're going to get you in crystal and sterling silver. We're going to get you top dollar. So call us. Give us a chance.
I love that. James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors.
Yeah, the first thing for sellers is what I would say is talk to a professional. A lot of people out there, when they're saying, hey, how much you think my business is worth, they have no idea. I mean, and I give respect to every professional out there, but I know that sometimes people get advice from their CPAs. CPAs don't get the training that we do. They basically are looking at assets and looking at something. They have an idea, but they don't know exactly what it is. For buyers, make an offer. If you want a business, don't hesitate. Say, look, this is what I'm willing to pay for it. Make an offer and see what happens. Don't ever walk away with that question mark saying what would have happened.
William?
Yeah, and in the credit industry, I always like to refer to collections. I talked about them earlier, but I want clients to know never, ever pay these collectors, but never, ever ignore the collectors either, because you do owe that debt until you legally address it. And the validation form, which you can find on the internet as well, we have a little bit more aggressive ones than the internet does, but you can use these validation debt letters to call them out and make sure that this debt is something that you really owe. Don't just pay a collector because they're calling you, but don't ignore them either. And we'll deal with the validation of debt letter.
I like that. Yeah, the validation of debt, and that's an industry where people, they're buying credit card debt, they're buying it at pennies on the dollar, they're putting folks on the phone to call and try to collect, try to scare people into collections. So don't fall for that stuff. You're smarter than that. All our listeners are definitely smaller than that. And there's a road back to it. So again, we talked about bankruptcy with yesterday's show. So there's a road back from that. And if the biggest thing that we talk about on the show with every expert contributor is being proactive. If you're proactive and you're thinking about hey, how we started off the show with long time perspective, right? So you're thinking about Dr. Edward Banfield, success and strategies. So you're thinking about long time perspective. You're thinking about ways that you can, improve your current situation. There's a lot of ways that you can do that. It starts with being proactive, taking action, and kind of like Covey talked about, beginning with the end in mind. What's the end result that I want? What's my clear path to that destination point? And beginning with the end in mind. So I want to thank Stanley Armstrong for coming in today, estate sales specialist with Everything But the House. I want to thank James Lascano as well, Transworld Business Advisors. He's an expert business broker, can help you buy or sell or even value your business. And I want to thank William Crowley, a.k.a. the Credit Magician, can talk to you more about improving your credit. We gave away that free package to the first 5 listeners. We had some people jump on that offer right away. So we want to thank all of our expert contributors, our folks behind the scenes making this thing happen. And we want to remind you as a business owner out there, if you're thinking about potentially, if you'd like to interview for an opportunity to be on our show, we're actually doing a casting call right now looking for other expert contributors. So we are looking for folks that can bring value, add value to our listenership and our viewers on our TV show as well on WeBeam TV. Check us out on social media, Facebook at Brandon Rhymes 1, on Twitter at Brandon Rhymes 1 as well. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Something as simple as packing up leftover food you may have, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, and handing it to that person that you see in need. And be a force for good in the community. Also, like this morning on the way in, I just dropped it off at my church. A lot of churches will take, food that you have left over. There's always people coming to that church looking for some food to hand out. So be a force for good in the community, and keep tuning in to the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.